2024 is almost over, and I know it's come with its own set of challenges. Maybe you faced something terrible this year. I mean, a lot of us have, right? You are standing here today. If we were to take you on January 1st, 2024, and show them where you are today, who you are today, everything you've been through, a lot of us wouldn't be able to believe it. And if that's you, I made this for you. In the coming year, 2025, we're going to face another set of challenges, and likelihood of them being harder than the year before is pretty high because life gets harder and harder. Are you prepared for it? Because in your suffering, in the things you can't understand, in death, in loss, in suffering, really, where is your comfort? You lift up your eyes to the sky. Where is your comfort when you don't understand what the heck is happening around you and everything is on fire? What are you gonna do? Because it's in these moments that, like this year, you've learned this, right? It's in these moments you realize how big the world and the universe is and how insignificant, tiny, and weak you are. And a lot of us try and use our own strength, like, I'm gonna break out of this. I'm gonna like man up and thug it out and just like try and conquer the world, right? But where does that inevitably leave you? Burned out, tired, exhausted, and probably just as clueless as you were before. Why does God allow evil? If God is so sovereign, if God is so good, if God is so, he created everything, why does he allow evil? I want to share with you a story of a man called Job. Maybe you know him, but this guy Job had everything. He had wealth, riches, he had a lot of children, he had a lot of possessions, everything you could possibly want. He was living the American dream or whatever, right? And he was a faithful man to God. He was righteous, he I don't know, prayed, read his Bible, everything. But God decided to test him. And he didn't tell Job, he didn't warn him, but he took away everything from him. He killed all his children, took away all his money, turned his wife against him, turned his friends against him. He had nothing, he was diseased. And it got to a point where this righteous man who had everything was just lying on the ground with like diseases all over him and just basically left for dead. And still he said, God gives, God takes away. Blessed be God. Blessed be the Lord. And that faith was like, it gave him strength because he knew that he could trust in something that was sovereign, something that had power even over the things he could not understand. And that's kind of what I want to share with you today. I don't know why I'm trying to hide it, but there's always a purpose for suffering. And as Job remained faithful, this guy, right, basically dying, God came back to him and gave him everything back. Without reason, he didn't give him an explanation. And when Job was so confused, he was asking, why did you take it all away just to give it back? God said, where were you when I formed the earth and separated the land from the water and the sky from the earth? No explanation. There isn't always a reason for suffering. So many people suffer without deserving it, right? Kids don't deserve to get cancer. Babies don't deserve to die. But it happens. There isn't always a reason, but there's always a purpose. And I know it's like, wow, how can he say these things? Like, he doesn't understand. Yeah, I don't have to understand something to know it's the truth. And neither do you. There's a purpose for everything. And when you're in the midst of suffering, where is your comfort? It's in the sovereignty of God, knowing that he is sovereign, in control over 100% of things, including evil. In the same way that God establishes the steps of man's heart, of his plans, right? We have many plans, but it's really God that establishes the steps. You can plant a seed, water it, and give it as much sunlight as possible. But if God doesn't will it to grow, it won't. That's the only source of comfort we have in suffering, especially suffering that we cannot understand. And you could say, oh, it's a cope. It's just his religion. Like, it's his cope, yada, yada. No. When you've been through it and you've seen it and you can feel it and you understand it, there's no going back. I understand it now. But yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm not like on a high pedestal talking down on you. I'm figuring this out as always. So yeah, love you, bro. Get after it.